Hello and welcome back to the Hayden Show. We've had a little deep
dive exploration
of House of Fools and nice. Yeah, this is the probation affair. What?
If people have never watched that show, they'll never get that joke. They'll just be like, what is she doing taking a picture of this guy's junk?
Because that's exactly what happens. Julie took a
reminder, there's an ongoing joke of Julie taking pictures of people's dicks.
Yeah.
But obviously
you'd know that if you watched the first episodes because we
reference it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's the probation affair where Bosh is
needs to pretend that he's on the
totally got a job.
He's not a basic criminal basically.
Yeah,
he's come out of prison and he's actually living a good life.
Yes.
Job, house, girlfriend. But it's Bosh, so he's like, okay, guys, can you just
lie?
Yeah, there's bullshit. This I'll dress up, even though at first he comes out in just his underwear.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, you need to actually dress up a bit better than that, Bosh.
One of you be my boss, and Julie's gonna be my fiance.
Yeah, and obviously this flat is mine, and it's very blatant. It's all bullshit, and the fact that obviously both dumbasses come in, pretend to be the bosses. Obviously, Bob does the right thing. He comes in first.
Yeah,
in the boss. Then Vic
comes
in moustache and hat.
It takes over, and Bob's hiding.
Trying to hide. It's like, which one? Both of these, your bosses. I'm looking that way, isn't it?
Whichever one you prefer.
It's the bit when he's like, it's looking that way, isn't it? And obviously, so he's got to pretend he's got a job. He's BSing and
fiance.
Whatnot.
It's like, this is my Persian fiance. Oh, you fatting, fatting coppers.
You're Persian. Let me tell your fortune.
And then of course Beef comes
Beef ruins it all.
Very 5 seconds in, just like
right, Julie.
Oh, you get interviewing Bosh. Oh, is he doing for a job? That'll be a first. You can get yourself a girlfriend as well.
It's just
have a house.
It's the fact that within 5 seconds of walking, he's like, "All right, Julie." She's like, "I'm fatting, man." Like he doesn't like look at that comment. He's into like, there's a woman sitting there like, "Well, hello. Why don't we have some sex right now?" And then he says the bit when he's like, "Oh, who are you?" And it's like, "I'm interviewing." Bosh and then he's like, "Oh, for a job, I'll be a first." Like I mentioned something about obviously the fact that obviously he doesn't have a place to live. Like he's not actually renting anywhere.
Basically, all three lies.
But yeah, all the lies that he's basically spent the last like 5 minutes like trying to BS this woman about girlfriend, the job, obviously as I say the house. All three of us been thrown out the window in 5 seconds, and not just that. He goes, "Oh, you stolen bicycle pumps are outside." He dubs him in.
He's still doing crimes.
He dubs him in for he's still doing crimes on top of basically the 3 lies he's currently told.
All this,
so everything, all 4 things that he's been trying to tell the opposite to. Beef walks in and ruins within like 30 seconds.
While also dressed like one of the 4 like people from Fallout that come at the vault.
Yeah,
blue jumpsuit. Weirdly, with his yellow belt. If you come closer, it tells you if you like yellow belts.
It's just when they're all there on his crash, like, oh yeah,
fucking Eric comes down like,
and from the angle, he looks like obviously they're noshing Beef off. It doesn't help with him going, oh yeah, that doesn't help. That's not helping at all. And obviously,
he fucked up. He grabs Bob's toupee,
like throws it.
Oh, give me a wig back. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about.
It's when he's like, it's over there, it's getting away, and he just boots him with the ass.
Trying to escape again.
Just start laughing, which starts the fight. They're always just messing with his toupee. I'm pretty sure there's an entire episode about his toupee. Oh. But yeah, it's another good one.
Definitely.
I think I still prefer the last one, just because the pork pipe.
And also the last one does stick in my memory quite a lot.
I think it's just the idea of the fact that the Flinter
Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Whereas this obviously is just obviously him trying to BS her, and obviously the fact that the first half is him with very blatant lies, and then the second half of the episode is an even more blatant lie of,
oh yeah,
you've just been here 5 seconds yesterday, but now you come back and it's a restaurant.
Yes, and he's serving just chicken, but she's vegetarian. Well, have it raw then.
And then Julie's here. Everyone that was in the lie is here.
Oh yeah.
And yet she's accepting the lie.
Look, it's like they bring out a pizza, which is basically gout and pineapple. Grout.
Gout's what you get on your feet.
Oh yeah, grout. Same thing to me. And coconut. And it's like, oh, this looks delicious. She doesn't even eat it, but you've still got a job.
Exactly, except that I was basically coming to an end, so they can't ever eat it.
Yeah.
But I do like with that is like, obviously they probably maybe not known it at the time, but obviously that's kind of obviously now when you look at it, it's like, oh, you could literally like, BS and say that whole sequence of the restaurant is a good little like starting point for
foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing where series 2 goes, for the fact that series 2, a lot of it is set within Julie's Bistro, so it is you could kind of say this is like a foreshadowing episode of where the series will go with series 2.
And also his personality.
Yeah.
Bosh goes from being like a rude criminal to like a
very
sit down, you twat.
Very posh, yeah.
Yes. Like he's changed.
Well mannered, but also still Bosh within.
So he still calls people twat, but the way he says it.
Yeah.
So like, normally like people like,
I'll see you later, you
you're
twat.
A twat. He's like, no, he's like, oh, put it down, you twat.
It's funny he says it to her though.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the fuck? Not moving, you're making the chair creak.
You twat.
You twit. Oh, foreshadowing. But yeah, it's definitely another solid one. And again, it's another basic. There's probably a bit more of an idea of a plot here that it's not as dumb as a plot.
Yes.
Because it's the idea of the first two are basically like really stupid ass plots of like literally, I just want to watch Conan the Barbarian one day, and then it's like, what kind of plot's that really? And the second one obviously is this like, we need to try and make
elaborate plot. But
like,
this one's more character driven plot.
That, and it is something that could actually happen in terms of a probate. Like,
the way they do it, definitely not.
Yeah, obviously the way they do it is never going to happen. But I mean, this the idea is, obviously the first one. Who's going to write an episode really? Thinking, oh yeah, you're going to get away with basically just trying to watch a movie, and then they say the second one, it's like, oh, we're going to make a pork pie for Bruce Willis. Like they don't make any sense to how they work. But whereas this one, it does work because it's an actual thing that can happen. It's like
an actual plot from a sitcom.
Yeah, it's an actual thing that can happen. Literally, someone's basically checking if you're not basically a criminal, but it's Bosh, so he still is a criminal.
It's character driven, so it's a good way of basically giving him a character arc of trying to actually get a job and rehabilitate himself.
Yeah.
This is like the start of when he starts changing in the second series.
It's just some of the stuff they get away with. I mean, the whole thing of them basically making really loud noises by accident. Standing in a sink, crunching everything, turning on the frigging trash compactor, obviously, turning on the blender. Yeah. Bob just randomly grabbing a fucking frying pan, smacking it around the room for no other reason.
So I'm watching, like, that's basically me at night when I'm trying to sneak some food out and smashing fucking everything.
Vic standing on a radio, it's like fucking like sort of like foreign music playing, but it's all really stupid shenanigans. It's the bit that obviously the doll scenes in this. One of them is literally obviously a doll version of Bob like flying through the pipes trying to.
It's like a little video game.
Yeah, and then
Collecting stars.
Obviously, fucking Bosh comes in to have a go. The first time he has a go from outside, like he's like, I'll come in there and beat you up.
You cow.
Because the lie is obviously he's got a maid. Obviously, it's working. And obviously,
she's continental, don't you know?
He's basically telling that he's going to go beat her up if she doesn't shut up. And then when he goes in there the second time, obviously, fucking Vic's hanging out the window. And he gets the fucking broom, starts spinning it around, and then shoves the broom up his arse. But it's just Vic's reaction of, oh, something's going on here. And it's just obviously how it's slowly going up until basically he's got like the end of the broom sticking at his arse. And obviously he kicks him out the window, starts having a go at him. And then Bob just comes flying out of nowhere, out the window as well. And just walks past the window once, dancing, comes back with a hat on, dancing. And obviously, Vic then goes back next door, and obviously he has to snap the broom out of his arse, but he doesn't pull it out of his arse, he just snaps the end of the broom off. And he's just like, is he not going to reference the fact that he's got a fucking rest of the broom still shoved up his arse? Just some of the stuff, like, fucking Beef walking in with like a fucking, what are they called? A moo?
Like a
kimono type thing.
Like a dressy kind of look.
Walking in one of them for no other reason. Just so he can
Is that one? Yeah.
Just so he can speak to and obviously give them the nerve agent and obviously show a weird fucking video of him like telling like pretend like African soldiers to kill that man. And it's like him like with an AK like chopped him with footage from like obviously some videos of people being shot. It's just like what the fuck. And then I say on top of that, obviously it turns out obviously they basically put goat not flour into a pizza, and that's it. That's the base of the whole premise of the episode.
Yeah. Also, Vickers decorated. He's changed the wallpaper to surprise
German
Bob.
horses.
Yeah, German tandem horses, basically. Yeah. Like honeymoon horses.
Yeah.
That everyone likes except Bob, because Bob comes in like, "Oh, that twat!" That Vic, what a prick.
I do love the recurring. Obviously, there's a recurring egg which I noticed in this one. Obviously, I noticed it before but never mentioned it. And obviously, then I just googled the names to make sure. And obviously, the recurring joke of Judy keeps talking to someone called Martin. She keeps like this one. It's the case of she walks to a table. It's like, "Oh, I'll get that for you, Martin." And there's no one there.
I told you, Martin. That table's taken. You can F off.
That's it. And obviously, there was the joke in the last one as well. And obviously, she just keeps referencing some guy called Martin. And obviously, that means nothing at this point.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's a big plot of the last episode. Which is the spooky ghost one. But yeah. It's definitely another hilarious one.
I mean, this is also one where Eric is shown to actually
like Vic. Yeah, yes. He's like, oh.
He's like, "Oh, come over here, and not you, the cool ones." Bob.
It's really like, "Oh, we'll drink a Ribena at sundown or something stupid like that."
Fucking genius.
You're crazy, you are. You're crazy. fucking crazy, you are, Vic. Yeah, this is the start of the romance.
I love you, Vic. Basically, Vic is the dad he wants.
Yeah, this is the start of it, this episode, rather than him just hating him. Which I said to you between recordings, like, it makes sense that they'd want to actually have him, like, connect with a character rather than just hating everyone. Like, it makes sense, like, him, like, liking the person his dad can't fucking stand half the time. It's just... Perfect.
And what else was... Fucking Beef comes in with some iron ore shoes.
Oh yeah, for no other reason.
That shows cannonballs.
No other reason. Just to walk in like that.
The probation worker, "You trying to get me
knocked up?"
Knocked up. And he's like, "That was the plan. That was the plan all along."
It's just like that was what was the need in that? But it's hilarious.
I think it's because when he took the nerve agent, he said, "I'm horny again."
So yeah, but why would you go out and get some cannonballs? It's Beef.
Beef, like Matt Berry's perfect.
Yeah,
it's why he's always going to be our favourite character, because he's a brilliant actor, and all these elaborate like sayings and the way he acts is brilliant.
Yeah,
definitely. Can shoes makes sense when it's
in
Matt
his
Berry.
mind. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think it will work with anyone else but him.
Oh yeah, can you like imagine like fucking like Bob walking in with like iron or shoes and like.
Okay,
I
don't think that joke would work with anyone really, but him. It works perfectly just because he's that outrageously over the top.
It makes sense because he's very eccentric. Like especially his characters always. He comes in very eccentric clothing, suits, and like all like cultured clothing and stuff. Like in the Christmas one, where he's like the new Santa for like our generation.
Santa doesn't talk about sex.
This one does. So yeah, it's not as good as the previous episode because it's not as elaborate, but it's definitely still really good because it's more like a proper plot.
So it's less of a basic premise, like that's like it's less of a random premise and more of a basic premise. That's like an interesting, like different take.
It's a very good like prelude to the whole second series as well.
It's a bit like the birthday one. That's more of a basic premise rather than just a random
like a proper cultural story, character story.
Something that you could see in any other type show. It's that type of premise,
and you learn more about the characters through it,
rather than just something they just pull out their arse. It's like that kind of premise.
Yeah, it's like one episode where like there's literally no plot whatsoever.
Series 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the missing plot episode. Missing plot affair, I think it's called.
Whereas this one, there's a proper plot, and it's like a natural sitcom plot.
Yeah, it's more of a natural sitcom plot than any of the other episodes.
Definitely. Okay, so shall we?
Yeah, probably rate it.
Rate it then.
Remember, your ratings currently are 99, 97 and 80.
Okay. I would give it a 95.
95.
It's still pretty good. But I think because it's not as elaborate, it's not as memorable. But I still remember bits of it. But there's also a lot of bits of it's like, I completely forgot about this. Whereas the Bruce Willis one, you remember all of it.
I just remember Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I remember Bruce Willis. This getting
floor.
caught in the tube in the squeaky floor.
Yeah, basically the last act.
Mm-hmm.
The last act you always seem to remember.
Whereas that one, I remembered the restaurant. That was it. But like, there's some weird stuff like when Bosh like starts.
The foam.
Yeah.
He's like, because he's like, oh, your breath smells of like booze and flies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like basically drinking lager and stuff like that.
At 4 a.m.
And he obviously sprays him in the mouth for beer, and it's a very CGI foam squirt, and then it cuts him on the floor, and like a chicken comes running out, and he's like, chicken, and then Bob's like so fast, like he keeps like looking around, this chicken running around. He's just like,
also a chicken repellent. Also kind of funny because that live chicken is again in the kitchen when they've got all these cooked chickens.
Yeah,
and trying to find non-food that's not chicken, but you can still eat it. And then they're looking for the cupboards, and a live chicken comes out. It runs around again, and it just flies out the fucking.
Good prelude to it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, 95 then.
Yeah, 95.
Okay, that 95 slots. Obviously, you see as one episode 3, the probation affair into third place, knocking obviously the first episode, the Conan affair, into 4th position. So almost the halfway point in terms of a top 10.
Yes.
We're almost at the halfway point in terms of a top 10. We're at the halfway point in terms of series 1, but we're nowhere near the halfway point of series 5, if you know what I mean. Okay. So what would you say is your favourite part?
I'd probably say the scene where like Beef is standing there and they're all like by the crotch trying to look at the belt. Yeah, because it's just the way that he just like he grabs the toupee as well afterwards and kicks him. Yeah. It's also this Beef's outfit as well is just fucking hilarious. Just looking at it. Eric's reaction.
He doesn't know with Beef looking like he's getting noshed off and enjoying it. I still think the broom bit's the best bit. It's just the reaction from Vic that makes that scene so much better. Right then, okay, so obviously that is it. Obviously we're moving on to episode 4 next week. So obviously you can tune in for that. Again, obviously you can check out all the previous episodes up to this point. Obviously the Christmas special. I'll obviously I'll either leave it in this playlist or I'll just leave it in the Christmas playlist because it's technically a Christmas special. But I will always put the link in for that one in the description rather than anything else, so you can click on that a bit easier. Obviously, you can check out our other previous series we've done. Obviously, how we've ranked them, not how you've ranked them. And I've had to try and figure out how the fuck you're trying to rank these. And obviously, you can check out episode 4 next week. So we hope you enjoyed, and we hopefully just see you next time.
Bye.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.